A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of political tensions, Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, has been placed under a strict lockdown as the government takes unprecedented measures to quell protests by supporters of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Khan, who has been incarcerated for over a year facing numerous charges that he and his party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI), label as politically motivated, called for his supporters to converge on the capital to demand his release and challenge recent judicial changes. The government, led by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and his Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz (PMLN) party, has responded with a heavy-handed approach, shutting down the internet, blocking major highways, and deploying thousands of police and paramilitary forces to prevent the protests from gaining momentum. The lockdown began on Friday, coinciding with Khan's call for a final march from prison. Supporters of the PTI, numbering in the tens of thousands, started their journey toward Islamabad from various regions across the country, aiming to voice their demands for free and fair elections and to protest against what they perceive as a politically motivated crackdown on their party. The coalition government has faced accusations of overreacting to the situation, with roadblocks and barricades erected across the country to impede the marchers' progress. As the situation escalated, security forces have reportedly employed tear gas and baton charges against the advancing protesters, leading to confrontations that have resulted in injuries on both sides. The capital has been transformed into a fortress, with shipping containers used to seal off access to key areas, including the Red Zone, which houses important government buildings. According to reports, over 5,000 PTI supporters and leaders have already been arrested, with many more expected as the government vows to maintain control over the situation. Bishra Bibi, Khan's wife, has emerged as a prominent figure in the protests, passionately urging supporters to continue the march until her husband is released. She has expressed her determination to stay with the protesters till her last breath. The PTI's information secretary, Sheikh Waqas Akram, stated that more than 70,000 supporters were marching from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa alone, intending to encircle Islamabad from three sides. He condemned the government's use of force against what he described as a peaceful protest, asserting that the PTI was prepared to face the challenges ahead, including the deployment of water trucks to counteract tear gas. The timing of this protest is particularly significant, coinciding with a state visit from Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, which the Sharif government has described as a well-thought-out conspiracy by the PTI to disrupt diplomatic relations. Federal Minister Ehsan Iqbal criticized Khan for attempting to bypass the judicial process by inciting protests for his release, emphasizing that only the courts could grant his freedom. As clashes erupted outside the capital, one police officer was reported dead, and dozens of others sustained injuries. The PTI has claimed that police have used excessive force, including rubber bullets and stun grenades, against peaceful demonstrators. Footage from the scene showed protesters attempting to clear roadblocks to reach Islamabad, demonstrating their resolve despite the government's efforts to suppress the movement. The political landscape in Pakistan has become increasingly volatile since Khan was ousted from power in 2022 following a no-confidence vote. His party has faced a relentless crackdown, and the current government's actions are seen by many as an attempt to maintain control and silence dissent. Analysts suggest that Khan's call for protests may be a last-ditch effort to negotiate with the military establishment and secure his release before facing potential trial in a military court. The ongoing protests have raised concerns about the potential economic fallout, as previous demonstrations have caused significant damage to Pakistan's fragile economy. The government has warned that they will arrest anyone attempting to breach the lockdown, and the situation remains tense as the PTI supporters continue their march towards the capital, determined to make their voices heard. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.